Oh, yes, sir. We back at it like we never left. I'm here with an Under the Hood Sports original member. Hey, if you don't know Calvin, you really should know Calvin Austin, man. He does it all, man. He from Memphis. What can I say? He a legend here. 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Went to Senior Bowl, killed. He killed Mississippi State. Had to. It's a must.
Had to.
And he just did it all. He playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. And my boy just seen me come up, bro. Like we were just talking about before we even started this quick backstory. He was messing with me when I was walking up on iPhone.
We was interviewing inside the lockers, right there, just talking. Hit the record button. But you know, we all got to start somewhere though. Just about the grind.
And look where you at now, man.
Yeah.
Okay, Cal, let's dive in deep into this, man. Cal, for those who don't know, you know, you've been underneath the radar, you feel me? You got hurt, man. So like go into that right quick.
So yeah, this was a I wouldn't say necessarily tough, but it was a challenging year just in terms of, like you said, with my injury and not being able to play my first year. That was definitely a challenge. But like I said, it just kind of made me put everything in perspective, and I feel like God was trying to like just show me something and slow me down a little bit, you know, and just let me learn a little bit, and just, you know, this is probably the longest I went without like being able to like practice or play football, you know, since like last year. So just give me a whole new perspective, and just you know, I'm really just blessed to be able to go through what I went through, you know, and so I'm just going to use this for the better.
Oh, yes, sir. Calvin, a lot of kids get hurt. Like, it's one thing to fix your body, but let's talk about the mind. How was you mentally during that time in state?
You know, when it first happened, I was pretty hurt, you know. I was pretty hurt because I had expectations and plans for this year, and obviously it didn't go according to what I wanted to. But just like I said, you know, God had different plans. So it was just like me realigning my plans with his. And so I was very hurt, but, you know, I talked to, you know, my dad, some of my friends, you know, my homeboy Mason, somebody I really confided in. And, you know, we just talked about, you know, just like what I said about how God is doing this for something bigger, you know. And it was just kind of like, especially somebody like me who, like I said, I've always been playing football, sports year round and stuff. So this was like, you know, almost, I had told him, I was like, man, it's like kind of weird. It was like, because it's like almost felt like it was my identity being lost. I'm like, if I'm finna go a whole year without like playing football and all that stuff. And it was like I feel like I didn't know it at the time, but my whole mindset about the situation was wrong. I was more worried about like, man, I'm not finna be able to, you know, score some touchdowns, be on TV, show what I can do. And it's like, that's not why I should be playing. You know, I should be playing to show off God's talent and doing that. And so that's why I was like, you know, this was all a blessing. And it kind of, you know, I feel like even more ready and comfortable for this year because of that. So to any kids and anybody that's going through an injury and stuff like that, the number one thing I can say is just like you said, it's about your mental, but it's also about confiding in people and making sure that you know God has control, and He gonna make sure the best things gonna come of that situation.
Also, Cal, let's talk about the support system, because that is big. Tell the audience about how key it is to have a support system like how you was having during that time.
That's probably the most important thing, you know, because obviously, you know, keeping God first and praying is going to get you through it. But having, you know, people that you can talk to and not keep everything bottled in. And also I'll say, you know, like, especially with like us men, we like to keep our emotions and stuff inside. And then usually that always comes out in the worst way and in a bad time when it's just like everything's overwhelming. So having a support system is very important. People you can just talk to, let them know how you feel, and people that you trust and love, that you know that whatever advice they're giving you too is going to be for your best interest. And like I said, just sometimes just having somebody to talk to is the most important thing.
Facts. Calvin, you know I talk about goals on my show a lot, man, because that's what it's about. Because let's be real, if you don't have a vision, like where you going?
You ain't going nowhere.
You here.
You
just stay. So like, Calvin, 3 goals you got for this year, man.
3 goals. Let me see. My first one is to return and be 100% healthy and continue my rehab throughout my entire season and not get lazy on that stuff. Just continue and be consistent in that. My second one. Let me see. My second goal is to attack the off season. I would say just the off season, especially being in the league, is a lot different than I feel like when you in college because you have a lot more freedom and stuff like that. So I would say just attack the off season, make the most of it, and come back to camp, 100% ready to go and prepared. And number 3 is my goal is to keep my faith throughout the whole year. Lord willing, this would be hopefully my first year playing, and I know that's gonna come with ups and downs, and stuff, but more ups than downs.
Facts. That's what we're gonna have.
Yeah, more ups than downs.
Yeah,
but even through my ups, keep back. I want to keep the faith, and even through my downs, I want to keep the faith. Not let that get, shaken, and distractions and outside influences. Just want to keep those 3. If I keep those 3 things first, I think we'll have a big year.
Facts.
Big year.
Oh yeah, Steeler Nation, prepare for him, cause he coming.
You already know.
Coming. Because they can't catch you, bro. They can't catch you. All right, we out of here.